Hey guys, I haven't been out on my boat really in probably half a year, not since last fall, and so I'm gonna put it out for the first time this season. I just had a little bit of time today, a couple of hours. I'm gonna get it rigged. Hopefully I've got all the parts, hopefully everything's working. It's been a while since it's been out, and there's not really any wind today. Maybe it'll pick up in a little bit. I feel a slight breeze, but I see one sailboat out there. Anyway, you got to find time when you got time. You can't just wait for the perfect moment or else you'll never be out there. So yeah, let's have some fun. Hopefully it doesn't take me more than half an hour to get it rigged. I'd like to try to hit the water, but we'll see. All right, well, that wasn't too bad. It took me maybe 35 minutes. I think I've got it all together. I'll just have to put down the keel when I get over there at the dock. But I'm gonna go tinkle one last time and then we'll have some fun out there, even if there's no wind. Finally put the boat in at the dock here. It's still really almost no wind, but it actually did pick up a little bit. I was thinking about just packing up and going home, which would have been really embarrassing, but a light breeze, I can do a light breeze. So we'll see if it keeps up or if I end up paddling back. We're using my little trolling motor here. That's all I got, because my big one's not working. So it might be really awkward. We'll find out. Yeah, there's really not much of a breeze. I'm basically not going anywhere, but at least I left the dock, right? I made a little bit of progress. Oh yeah, in case you're wondering, this is just my mast crutch, which, hold on, can I flip this camera around? Yeah, this is a mast crutch just to rest the mast on when I've got it deployed or undeployed, and I just attached it to my rudder. Used a couple little brackets here and down there, and then it's just resting on a little stopper piece. This is just a galvanized pipe. It does pretty well. You don't want to put a whole lot of force on it, but it's held up for a couple of seasons now. And yeah, like I said, I've got my little trolling motor, which is like, I think, half a horsepower. I just had it on to help putter out of the, at a little inlet there, make sure it don't hit the rocks too much. I mean, if there's no wind or current, you know, it'll move me slowly. Also, the shaft's not quite long enough, so it kind of trails in the water there, or it comes out of the water, I should say, a little bit. So I don't know, maybe I can press it down or make a little modified something for it one of these days. But I've just got it hooked up to the ship's battery through this, I don't know if you guys can see, through the side of the ship there. And yeah, I need to replace that transom mount. Oh, but the boat floats, that's good. It's beautiful out. Just no wind. Oh well, I'll just turn on a podcast and eat some Oreos, drink some coffee, and then I'll probably just go back in. First time out of the season. It's better late than never, and better no wind than not floating on the water at all, right? Anyway. Heading to Quantico, I'm sure. Okay guys, since we're just kind of slowly tacking along here, we do have a little breeze. You can see the shade of the water. It's not as glassy and mirror, but there's definitely some wind on it, which is great. But it's beautiful out here. Not going very fast. I haven't left the dock too far, just kind of circling around. It's just nice being out here. Yeah, so here's some things I'm hoping to do with the boat. Obviously I need to get my motor fixed there. That's my trolling motor, but I'd like to have my other outboard. Honestly, one day I'd like to get one of those electric outboards, just so it's low maintenance, quiet, easy. But they're kind of expensive. My tiller, it's doing pretty well. You know, it just needs a little bit of work to refurbish it some. But what I would like to do is add a mechanism where I can steer it with the wheel rather than the tiller. So get that rudder hooked up to some lines through the transom, and then I'd like to put my little ship's wheel right here. I think that'd be hilarious and be fun. And if you've got a couple people back here in the cockpit, you don't have the tiller in the way, those kind of things. So I think that would be nice. Let's see, what else? Here, I just really need to clean it. I've thought about adding some, what do you call those, hatches in here, but I don't know if I want to do that. Even though it'd be good to have access to things, it's just more places for leaks to come in. I'm not sure if I want to do that, but it might be handy to have some compartments here on the cockpit rather than having to store everything inside. I do need to clean all my lines, as you guys can see. I just need to take them, throw them all in the wash. And this is my jib sheet. It's pretty nasty. I actually did throw my main sheet in the wash. It looks a little bit better, but I might take another one. My halyard is a little bit janky, so I just need to clean those, make sure they look nice and pretty. Let's see, what else? Yeah, I've got this spare line, this spare halyard up there. It's not doing anything right now. That's actually my old halyard. I ordered a new one because it was getting a little rough. But I thought about making some jack lines or a boom lift or topping lift, whatever you call it. I don't know, maybe we'll do something with that. My mast lift, whatever you call it, my A-frame that I use to lift the mast, it's these two pieces of conduit up there. I made a video about those back in the past. It works fine, but I think I could make it look nicer. Right now it's just literally tied on to the chain plates with some bank line, and it's held up well. It's done a good job over the years. It makes it really easy to lift and lower the mast by myself, but it just isn't the coolest. My sails, they're a little bit green. I just need to clean them off pretty well too. Now the inside, the cabin is really what I'd like to work on one of these days, and pardon the mess. I haven't done anything with it. I know it's making all you guys gag looking at all the dirt in here and everything. It doesn't smell that bad. It's actually good to get it out here and air it out. I'll make sure I open the front hatch when I'm driving down the highway. I did recently replace my keel winch cable with some of this Dyneema, and I've got a nice big block down there. What I would like to do is get a shackle, that's over the top rather than on the side. I just have a big bolt from the hardware store, some stainless steel bolt I found there, and it seems to be working, but it would be better to have it in the middle and easily removable is what I'm looking for. So I can just take the shackle, get this out of the way. That'd be awesome. Now this is a little bit more ambitious, but the compression post right here, I would love to remove it and make a compression arch over the top with supports going down to the keel from each side, and kind of making a ring, I think a compression ring, compression arch, something like that. That's what I'd like to have. That way it would really open up this whole space, right? When you have your keel cable removed, when you don't have this post there, I mean, that's really going to help this small cabin feel a little bit more spacious. I think that'd be a lot of fun. The other thing that is way above my skill set that I'd like to do is to redo all the fiberglass structure in here. I'd rather have a bench like this go all the way across both sides, and then just maybe like shelving like here would be okay. You could put everything you need in there. I do not need the sink, the little kitchenette, the stove. I don't need any of that. I'd rather have a big spacious opening. I have a Igloo cooler on here is what I use for my sink. I mean, I could still use the pump, put a removable bowl or whatever, but it's just really cluttered in here. Storage wise, I think I could get good storage, like I said, under where these shelves are, if they just continued around. I'd love to build that in sometime. Another thing, I made this little thingy with all these dowels on it to hold things, to hang things from, and it's terrible. I hate it. So I'm gonna take that down. It looks nasty. I'd like to take that down, and I've got some other ideas for a better one. This was just something I glued on there, real haphazard. I'd like to clean the interior, the walls, maybe repaint it. I'd like to tear down this carpet on the top and just paint it. I'd rather not have carpet on the top because it makes finding leaks more difficult. It's just one thing to get nasty, get mildew on. If I can just spray down the entire interior of the boat, that's what I'd like to do, which also means I need to have my electronics in a little bit better container because I don't want them to get wet. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a good interior. It's not great. I just need to do a little bit to it. I might sell this boat at some point. Maybe I'll just put it up online for sale, and I'll keep using it until somebody buys it, you know, and just try to get back the money that I bought it for with improvements that I make to it if I do any of those. But yeah, that's the key though, is one day, you know, having a couple weeks where I can just knock out some of these projects on it. That would be a lot of fun. Anyway. Oh, the wind's died down. I might turn on my trolling motor and head back into port so that I can get back to home before the traffic starts. Well, I'll let you know if anything crazy happens between now and then. Back to the docks, no problem. Basically had to use the trolling motor the whole way. But yeah, got here. I'm just going to pull up the keel and take down the sail. Then lift it up. There she is. Yeah, it's pretty easy getting the winch and the keel up. No problem. Usually it takes a little bit more effort. I felt good about it. It was a good day for a sail, even if there's no wind. I'm glad I did it. Yeah, look at that flag. Not moving at all. Just a tiny breeze.